Let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought about going back to college in your 50s and then immediately said, yep, that ship has sailed? Today I want to challenge that idea because going back to school later in life might actually be one of the smartest economic decisions you can make and most rewarding. Welcome back to the Basement Economist, the channel where we talk about money, work, and life, especially for those of us over 50 who are still thinking, still learning, and still building options. If this is your first time here, I'm Adam, and today we're talking about going to college in your 50s, whether your first time or your fifth time, and why it's not crazy, why it's not too late, and why you might actually have an advantage over younger students. I'm currently going to college for a marketing degree, and here's some things I've learned so far. Number one, you bring something younger students don't. Experience. Here's the first big truth. If you're in your 50s, you're not starting from zero. There is a lot that you bring to the table. You bring decades of work experience, real-world problem solving, discipline, perspective, and most importantly, context. You're not learning theories in a vacuum. You've lived them. That changes everything. You understand deadlines. You know how to prioritize. You've dealt with bosses, customers, budgets, and stress. That makes learning faster and more meaningful. Number two, you're targeting skills, not chasing a degree. In your 20s, college is often about finding yourself. In your 50s, it's about solving a problem. You're not chasing a piece of paper, you're targeting specific skills. Accounting, data analysis, project management, IT like myself, cybersecurity, AI tools, healthcare administration, teaching, counseling, finance. That focus matters. It means less wasted time and a clear return on investment. For me, I did IT for decades and I was worn out. I knew I needed to make a change, so I did. I found a passion for marketing and am now pursuing the degree. Number three, education creates options, and options have value. Here's something economists understand very well. Options have value, even if you never use them. Remember, education gives you the option to change careers, the option to consult, the option to work part-time instead of full-time, the option to work longer because you want to, not because you have to. And at this stage of life, options equal freedom. For me, I'm creating options to go into a completely different career field and re-energize myself and my passion to do something I want to do, not because I have to, but because I want to. Number four, what if I regret it? You won't. Let's flip the script a little bit. Most people in their 60s and 70s don't say, I regret learning too much. You'll never hear that. They say things like, I wish I had tried. The regret usually isn't from doing the thing, it's from not doing it. You're not too old to learn. You're too old when you stop being curious. Please don't get to a point in your life where you regret not doing something. If you have the desire to do something different, you have time. Start now. You won't regret it. Number five, midlife isn't a decline. It's a productive phase. We've been sold a bad story about midlife. You've heard of the midlife crisis, right? Well, maybe the crisis is that we are bored doing the same thing and we want change. I know I did. Midlife isn't the end. It's often the most productive phase of life. By now, you know what you want, you know what you don't want, you aren't easily distracted, and you aren't chasing approval. See here, the clarity is powerful, and it makes education more efficient. For me, it's fun. It's totally different than when I pursued my education in my 20s. I wasn't as focused then, but now I'm learning more because I want to. I'm truly investing in my future, and yes, I have plenty of future left, and so do you. Here's a quick story. My neighbor and good friend worked late into the 80s and still loved his job. You're never too old to start something new and enjoy the work, even into your 80s. Number six, add more tools to your toolbox. Think of education like tools. I know you've heard the saying before, but the great thing about this tool is that you get to decide what tool you need to help you advance your career further and what direction you want to go. Don't throw away your hammer just because you learn how to use a drill. College in your 50s doesn't replace your experience, it enhances it. You're stacking skills on top of decades of knowledge. That combination is rare and valuable. One thing I know for sure is that you can never have enough tools, and getting new ones now makes you all the more qualified. Number seven, education opens doors even late in the game. Does education guarantee success? No. But it opens doors that stay closed otherwise. Many roles, especially flexible, remote, or consulting roles, require credentials or more formal education just to get in the door. Education doesn't promise outcomes, it increases probabilities. And that's what smart decisions are really about. There are some really awesome jobs that I want to apply for, but they all have the one thing in common. They all say that they need a marketing degree and that it's required. So I'm getting my marketing degree so I can get into the door to the career I'm working towards. Another thing I'm scared about is ageism. I know it's not supposed to happen, but I'm sure it does. Getting a degree or going back to a tech school keeps you relevant and fresh. Number 8, online education is completely changing the game. This isn't your parents' college experience. Today we have online degrees, flexible schedules, accelerated programs, certifications that stack, and lower costs. Yes, lower costs even in today's day. You don't have to uproot your life to learn. For me, I studied during the night, I study on weekends, and I even studied from my basement. Trust me, I'm a fan of this. Online education hasn't removed many of the barriers that once made going back to school unrealistic, but some of you might be saying that you can't learn online, but trust me, if I can, you can. It takes a little bit getting used to, but with all the advancements, it truly is a better experience than before. I have access to my teachers, I get to work on my own time, and I can even wear pajamas to class. Number 9, the ROI is shorter than you think. This part matters. If you're 20, you might need decades to see the return on education. But in your 50s, you apply skills immediately. You already have income streams, and you're upgrading, not starting over. That means the ROI window is shorter and often clearer. Even a modest increase in income, flexibility, or longevity in your career can pay for education faster than you expect. I will say, please try not to go into debt for education. Save up for a year if you have to. There are tons of scholarships to apply for. But go ahead, let's do it. And one final thought, number 10, you're not too old. You're in position. If you're in your 50s and thinking about college, like I did, here's what I want you to remember. You're not behind, you're not late, you're in position. You know what you want, you know what matters, and education can be a powerful tool if you use it strategically. So, get out there and do it. Go back to school, a college, a tech school, anything. If you've been putting it off, then 2026 is the year to start. Let's make it great together. Remember, learning doesn't stop at 50. Sometimes it finally starts making sense. Thank you so much for your time. And if you'd like to learn about other topics, I put a link up on top. Have a great year.